Don't panic, it's me. We've been filming some pretty freaky stuff here in the dirt shed this week because it's Freak Week. But while I was here, I thought I'd take a look at some of my freakiest riding moments. And I've had a few in Road Bike Party 1, Road Bike Party 2, Back on Track, Down or Out, and my ride in Whistler this year. I've had some amazing moments that I have absolutely loved. And they've got some stories behind them. So let's get straight into it with Road Bike Party 1, where I took my bike, a carbon Pinarello, over the top of a bridge in Bristol. And it took some planning, this shot, but it was amazing fun to do. I was really nervous because I knew if I got it wrong, well, I'd probably die. But I was hoping that I'd just manage it. In fact, I knew I could manage it. What I was hoping is they got a really great shot of me riding over there. So we had 6 cameras pointing with only one go because we knew the police were going to be called straight away. Because you're not really supposed to ride over these bridges. We got the shot. It was amazing. The guys had one single instruction. If I fall off, run and take the footage. And if I get arrested, run and take the footage. I knew I was going to be lonely either way. I don't know. It's tough times riding bikes. Road Bike Party 1 took me to some very strange places, but I don't think I've had a stranger feeling on my bike than riding the Wall of Death. It took me a long time to learn it, but there was a guy there who said he'd teach me. He rides the Wall of Death every day on his motorbike, and he thought he'd bring his mountain bike in and show me how to do it. After 3 goes, he said, "It can't be done, mate." That was really worrying, because I was already there, I was in my lycra, and I had my carbon road bike ready to go. So we got spinning around the wall, and eventually I made it up onto the surface. And once you're up there, you're only going to stay there as long as you can pedal, like we're talking Chris Hoy hard. You have to pedal your something's off. I got up there, and once you're on the wall, it feels like you're basically on a horizontal road. It's really strange. All you can see ahead of you is the road going upwards, but it's not, it's sideways, if you get what I mean. It's really difficult. You've got to ride fast. As soon as your pedal stroke goes, your bum starts to bob and you lose grip. The back wheel starts skidding down the wall. It's a nightmare. It's called the Wall of Death for a reason. I don't think I've ever been more freaked out than this moment in my life. The top of the hill at Back on Track. It was going to be my moment to return to cycling after getting paralysed in a cycling accident at Silverstone, a MotoGP race. I was really worried whether this idea was going to work, and I had 3 of the best bike riders I know responsible for getting me down that hill. So I felt kind of bad because I know they were very, very nervous. They had to get me down that hill, but they had to push me off to start, and once I started rolling, there was no really going back. So the top of Back on Track is probably the freakiest moment I've had on my bike. Thank goodness it worked, and I ride on. Whistler was one of the most amazing experiences in my entire riding career. I had so much fun, but I've never had a more nervous moment, especially on that trip, than the drop off at the top of A-Line downhill racetrack. Oh my God, the guys were absolutely terrified whether I could do this or not. I was pretty sure I could, but we were all thinking, what if the front doesn't hold up and I just spin and I nosedive off there and I'm strapped to the bike and I go rolling down that hill and I hit things. Oh boy. Thankfully, I rolled straight off that thing perfect. I'd like to say it was all to do with me, but the bike was just great. Rolled off that hill and I just went into A-Line with a beaming smile and so much excitement. I can't tell you, that first corner felt amazing. Knowing that I got the drop out of the way and now it was time to start having some fun in some berms at Whistler on A-Line. Oh my God, it was good. Road Bike Party 2 was an incredible film for lots of reasons. It was the video where I wanted to lay down every single thing I could do on a bike. Obviously, I didn't get all the way through that video and I needed some help. Danny Mack and Chris Ackred came in to do some of the bits I planned, but obviously wasn't able to do because of my injury. But before all that happened, this scene in Road Bike Party 2 was pinnacle for me. It's one shot using one camera moving through the scene. I come in, backflip over a railing and land on some pallets, hit a skateboard which then flicks up and knocks a pallet over, creating a ramp for me to ride around the back of the cameraman, come back into shot, go up the pallets, ride across a gap and then front flip out of scene. I was supposed to land a front flip into another scene, but my accident happened in between the two things, so we kind of had to like smudge over that bit. But that whole scene being one shot with a skateboard trick in the middle, I think is pretty cool and something I'm really proud of. I love watching it. This is literally the first scene I shot of Road Bike Party 2. I wanted to drop off this roof that's in Bournemouth, land on this railing and ride away. Sounds simple. I thought it was simple too. But unfortunately, road bikes don't like doing this kind of trick. And you know what? Building owners don't like you riding off their roofs. I got up very early in the morning, we're talking 4 o'clock, and I rode down to this spot in Bournemouth on the seafront. Robin, the cameraman, got lined up, and I rode off this roof, and I folded my ankle, went over the handlebars, I chucked the bike down the road. Oh my God, it was an absolute disaster. We're talking 4 seconds into the filming of what I thought was going to be the biggest film of my riding career. My ankle was bruised and battered. I'd folded it over. I thought I broke it for a little bit. Thankfully, it healed up. 3 weeks later, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm back in exactly the same position. I have practiced maybe 2,000 drop to rails in the process on a very sore ankle. This time, it works out and thankfully we can get filming with Road Bike Party 2. These road bikes, they're not easy to ride, you know. The wavy wall from Road Bike Party 1, I don't really know what else to call it. It's an incredible obstacle to ride, but it took me an absolute eternity. I would love to tell you that I did this first shot, but I didn't. It took 34 goes of falling off. In the end, there was a great big crowd watching me, and what you can't see on camera is as I ride away, they all burst into applause, and I chuck the bike, run back, and me and Robin do a big high five. We were super happy to get along that wall. Talking of freaky rides, I don't think there's a freakier moment than a Paralyzed Rider, someone who used a wheelchair to get around, sat on his bike in the start hut of the Fort William World Cup downhill. That's just stupid. Yep, in Down Not Out, we decided to create a little bit of a dream scenario where I win the race. In my mind, since I feel like I have won the race, but you know, in actuality, it wasn't real. But sitting in that start hut, it felt real. I couldn't believe it. I felt like a World Cup racer. And I think in my past, I've raced maybe 2 downhills ever. So I didn't deserve to be in that start hut, but I enjoyed every second. I went flying out of there as fast as I could. And then I discovered why World Cup racers are incredible. They make it look easy. But the turns at Fort William are like ball bearings. There's no grip. 3 turns in, I was not having a good time anymore. I was just terrified. Anyone who's seen my videos since my spinal cord injury will know that I'm not very good at doing jumps anymore. I'm sat down, I'm basically doing bump jumps out of every lip. Down Not Out meant I was going to have to face my demons, so I had Neil chat me into the run for this jump. So basically, if he thought my speed was right coming in, I'd pass him, and if I heard him scream, "Yep!" I was good to go. First go at this jump, I absolutely nailed it. Didn't I, Mike?
Absolutely.
It was perfect. But we didn't get that one on shot. It was just a practice run through. Second go, I came in and the old buckaroo come out. I just don't know when that thing's going to hit me. And I bucked. You know, it's not pretty, but I still think it's a freakishly fun moment in mountain biking. Doesn't look good, but, you know, can't win them all. Okay, this was an incredible moment, a live moment where I never thought I'd ever experience. I come into the finish line of Fort William to, I don't know how many people, but cheering, going crazy, treating me like I've just won a World Cup, and I would love to thank every single one of them. It was absolutely incredible. And I was nervous. The crew were nervous because we knew we'd only got one hit at it and I couldn't get it wrong. So I went a little bit slower than I liked, but I made it down. And then off the drop at the end, I bottomed the old bike right out. Of course, she made a hell of a noise, which thankfully you can't hear in that clip. Rode round in the pits, claiming the win. It felt absolutely amazing. Down Not Out was an incredible experience. Fort William racetrack. Wow, can't believe it. Those are my freakish moments from the videos I've done. I hope you liked them. Let me know about your freakish moments in the comments down below. And if you want to watch some more of my films, then why don't you hit over there for Road Bike Party 2 and over there for my ride in Whistler, which I absolutely adore. Thanks for watching. We had a great time. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up like. I don't know why my hands look like this.